happy Friday or happy Saturday, depending on when you get the email and watch this video. I just wanted to take a quick minute to update some things that happened last week and to give us a look forward to next week, and then to share one other thing. And we had a great Sunday last week. We had missionaries, new missionaries to us, and a couple that has not yet gone to the field. They are on deputation. In fact, we learned a little bit more about deputation in the Sunday evening service, the conversation that we have. And we met Jacob and Sydney Mulford and their little girl, Lucy. And she was a joy, not just to them, but to us as well. And they were very great guests of ours. We learned so much from them. And we shared their desire, their burden for the field of Portugal. And in the 9:30 service, they presented where they've been, where they're headed, and the ministry opportunities that will be there for them. And then in the 10:30 service, Jacob preached. And then Sunday night, we have our interview, we call it, less formal, a more intimate setting, as we are down on the floor with everyone and we ask them questions to get a deeper insight into what their life and ministry is. And I think we really did that. In fact, to give part of that recap, as many of you know from our area, we had a storm system move through, a cold front, and with that came a tornado that was just to the north of us here at the church. And I had a lot of phone calls and texts as I was preparing to come to church and get ready. In fact, my daughter and Rogelio, they called because they're up in Clearwater where that tornado warning was. It was headed that way. And I said, well, you know what? I'm going to church. I live close by. If people come, we'll meet together. If not, we'll try to broadcast into your homes. And the Lord blessed with safety, of course. And a lot of folks showed up. And the other reason I showed up was because I had kind of begged people to come Sunday nights. Don't miss out on what's going to happen. And I knew that the Lord was able to do something great through that time. And of course he did. In fact, as we arrived, another missionary showed up. Matt Moeller is headed back to Scotland. I met him earlier in the week in Gulfport, Mississippi. I was a moderator for a meeting and I got to introduce him as a speaker in the morning. He was in Orlando in our morning services. When we had morning services, he was over there and he had a free evening. So that was great. He drove over from Orlando just to be a part of our services, and we welcomed him and we learned a lot. The interplay between a veteran missionary and a new one was fantastic. And then Sunday, that's coming up, we welcome some more missionaries. Bill and Therese Williams, no strangers to New Testament, great friends of our family, great friends of our church for a long time, 35 years plus. And we are going to welcome them. The same format, 9:30, they'll present the ministry that they've had to Spain. 10:30, Bill is going to be preaching in the service. And then in the evening at 6, we're going to hear from them about what the opportunities are for the future. And they have already transitioned to a stateside ministry, ministering to Spanish-speaking people. One other thing for this week, I'm going to share a link in this video that you can go look at. The testimony of a man who had the spotlight. In fact, he's had it for 9 months. One of the astronauts that has been stranded in the space station for 9 months as he was returning was asked, how does all of this experience fit into your life? And he gave a wonderful testimony for Christ. May each of us, we may not have a national or international platform to do that, but may each of us be quick with a testimony of God's faithfulness, God's goodness, and his sovereign plan working out in our lives. Find that opportunity this weekend, next week, that you can be a witness for Christ because he is worthy of all of our praise and all of our testimony. God bless you. I want to see you Sunday. I hope that you'll join us then.